Oh, can you hear me? All right.
Welcome, everyone, to the fields here at Southern Virginia University. Art Furler here with Mike Harmon as we get ready for the second game in our doubleheader. The Knights men's soccer team hosting the York College Spartans. The first game, a rough one for the Knights, going down 3-1. That early goal, they went down 1-0. Really looked strong in the rest of the first half, but a second goal at the tail end of the second half really made it look tough. Came out strong in the second half, though, got a goal. Looked like they were really moving forward, going to equalize it, but then a late one made it 3-1 and just insurmountable for the Knights at that point.
Yeah, rough way to go down. High hopes at the beginning of the conference season. Still a lot of high hopes for them, but, just on your home field, you have to really be able to take care of winning, really. Because when you go on your road trips, then it's a 50-50 coin flip.
Yep, and that one not going the way of the Knights. The Knights men's team looking like they're going to try to get some revenge, equalize, make sure the York's team doesn't go home too happy, coming home from the fields today with 2 wins. So we'll see what the men's team has for us today. We apologize in advance. We may call a couple of wrong numbers. The Knights in throwback jerseys today, we're told there's a white out going on, so the Knights will be in white, York will be in green, and as a result, there are all kinds of number changes that the Knights have put together. I'm not 100% sure what that has to do with throwback jerseys, but
maybe the sizes.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But we'll have we'll do our best with numbers on that, but we apologize in advance if we miscall a few of those. So with that in mind, we're going to get right to the starters. I believe we're foregoing the national anthem and prayer since we had them before the first game of our doubleheader today. So I'll start off with the starters for the Spartans, and then Mike, if you'll give us the starters for the Knights.
Sure.
Let's see. First, we've got number 3, Kevin Horan. Number 4, Christopher Saberton. Number 6, Greg Bouchard.
Number 21, Justin Kaiser. Number 23, Yao Ba. Number 28, Brendan Saberton. And in the goal, number 32, Charlie Johnson.
And now for the Knights. And thank you for giving me all the hard ones to do with the changes in jerseys.
Well, like I said, we'll try to keep all these straight, and we'll actually give you the roster or the jersey changes as we go on here, too.
We have number 2, Jared Attridge. Number 5, Colby Briggs. Number 9, Eric Gutierrez. Josh Smith, who's usually number 10, will be wearing 21 today. Mm-hmm. Number 11, Carter Woods. Number 14, Brahima Mulaba. Number 15, Colin Flynn, who will be in goal today. Number 16, Court Cox. Who is usually number 18, Jose Rivera's Cruz, is now number 4 for today. Dallin Brand, who is usually number 20, is number 18 today. Number 24, Cabot Arney. And that is the starters for the Knights.
Yeah, a couple other ones. If you're looking for your son or daughter, your brother or sister, your friend out on the field today, a couple of other changes. Carlos Munoz, we expect to see today. He's typically number 7. He will be wearing number 17. Daniel Nelson, typically number 17, today is wearing number 22. And Hunter Gonzalez,
Normally number 28, is wearing number 27. It's a good thing that we're on YouTube, so you can go back and rewind and write all those down. If you're looking to keep track of people, it will be a difficult game to do that today.
The Knights are coming in to this contest 5-11, 1-4 in the CAC conference. York's coming in 4-6-4, 1-3-1 in the Capital Athletic Conference. I'm hoping that that's not a sign that they want to go to overtime. We'd like to see the Knights win it in regulation today. My goodness, 4 overtime games.
Yeah, and overtimes have been really rough. The Knights, I believe, have only won one of those games now. It's kind of been the bane of their existence so far this season. A couple that they thought they had salted away in regulation ended up going to overtime and then unable to pull it out. I'm sure the Knights' number 1 priority is coming away with the victory, but number 2 is not letting it go to overtime.
Yeah, It just seems to be, as you get into overtime, just not able to put everything together, especially at the very beginning of overtime. That's where they seem to have most of the problems. Waiting for the team to come out now, we can see that the Knights are in their all-white uniforms as the white out for today's game is happening, and the York Spartans are in their green and with black sleeves and white shorts. So it looks like the Knights against the Knights if we didn't know it was York playing.
Well, and it's interesting as well. That can mess with your head just a little bit if you're not keeping track, or if someone's far away, you think, oh, hey, that's my team. Oh, nope.
Yes.
Maybe not. But it'll be a difficult matchup for the Knights today. It'll be difficult for both teams because it's cold.
It is cold, but I've talked to some of the soccer players, and they actually enjoy this type of weather. They say once they start running and they get warmed up, it seems like it's about 70 degrees to them.
Huh.
But to us, it's a nice, brisk 50.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the many reasons I am not a soccer player, but good on them. It was actually nice out this morning. A lot warmer out, but as the day wore on, just about the time actually the women's game started, really started to cool off. And now, as you mentioned, about 50 degrees out here. The folks in the stands are bundled up. We here in the press box are bundled up. Everybody gets to be bundled up except for the players out on the field.
We have some other scores from games earlier on today. The soccer team goes down to Cortland State 35-0.
Football team.
Football team.
Oh, I was going to say, if the soccer team lost
35-0. Football team at Cortland State went down 35-0. The volleyball team was at Salisbury, and they lost 3-0. So
tough squad, Salisbury.
Tough. So we're looking for the men's soccer team to kind of lift the Knights' spirits now.
Looking for them to carry the day, pull off the win for us, and we are underway here. Be interesting to see how the Knights' tempo plays. I know they've really looked at pushing it so far this year, and it's been aggressive and assertive early, certainly from the Knights. The women's team's done a lot of the same, though, but Matt Graurock deciding to slow things down a bit, trying to change speeds and see what the result was. Didn't appear to work out for the Knights. Really struggled offensively in the first half, but the Knights very, very physical so far in this one. No big surprises. There's a tangle up. Rivas Cruz trying to get away from it, but it looked like that was Greg Bouchard really just hanging on to him.
He's trying to do a nice job of passing the ball back and forth. It's taken away from Cox there. No foul called, but the Knights do get back on their defensive end rather quickly.
Yes, that one sent in. Dangerous play, but a great dive ahead. Beautiful save by the goalkeeper for the Knights.
Yeah, Collinson's able to come up with that attempt on goal, and then you can see him using his hands telling everybody, calm down, let's play our game.
Yeah. Just like in the women's game, those early shots can kind of rattle you a bit. The Knights need to settle in, dictate the tempo of this game, and as you mentioned, not get too excited too early, but just get comfortable. The more touches they can get, the more they can kind of just settle into their pace, the better.
Yeah, and then the Spartans are doing a really nice job of switching sides of the field, using the full width of the field and spreading the Knights defense out. They're going to have to do something about that to combat that.
Long throw in. Brahima heading that one back out for the Knights. And sprinting upfield now, the Knights looking to move ahead. Carter Woods ahead of the pack. And that one's going to eventually roll back to goalkeeper Charlie Johnson.
And he just got it out there. There was Jared Atridge coming down the near sideline to us, and we've seen him, the ball seems to find him in good areas.
Oh, good defensive play, even on the ground that time by Carter Woods.
And York seems to be really very technically sound. Nice headers to open men. That they put their passes right on their teammates' foot. Just really looks like it's going to be a great technical game.
This one moving ahead. Rivas Cruz starting the drive, now looking ahead. Knights still maintaining possession. Josh Smith, pass broken up on its way to Jared Atridge. Both teams really pedal to the metal early here. We've seen that a couple of times as well. Teams really looking to sprint early rather than kind of temper the pace and throughout, but really aggressive plays on both sides of the ball.
And I don't think they're worried about saving any energy. Both teams look to be rather deep. We know that Coach Patino substitutes rather liberally, and with the weather that there is today, they don't have to worry about anything.
Oh, cross by Saberton. And that a strong finish.
And that wheel bomb right off the foot, and that's what we were talking about earlier. The very technical passing. The Knights really didn't get back and mark up their men, and within the first 5 minutes, this first goal scored. Now the Knights are fighting uphill again.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes into this one, very similar to what we saw in the first match of the day in the women's game. Just a breakdown in defense and that cross to the middle, able to get a goal in the first 5 minutes. And as we mentioned in that game as well, now it's a very dangerous next 5-minute period. The Knights will be eager to fire back and get an equalizing goal, but also they may be a little rattled, and it's a dangerous time for them defensively as well. You could easily see a second quick goal coming in from York.
And we'd like to see the Knights do just what York did. Instead of taking people one-on-one, cross the ball into the middle of the box and see if you can find someone open in there. The goalkeeper can't move as fast as the ball is being crossed. So, again, the Knights are fighting uphill. We've seen this before, so let's see if they can settle things down and make a valiant comeback.
Yeah, the number one goal at this point is not give up that second goal. Number two is looking for a chance to equalize. But right now, not looking great. The possession staying with the Spartans on that side of the field.
Yeah, we've only played 5 minutes.
Ooh.
And another great save by Colin Flynn.
Yeah, he's been called into action today. Efren Gutierrez has started in goal much of this year, but Flynn in there at this point, really a lot of pressure put on him early in this game already.
And I'm sure being the athlete that he is, he likes to be tested, but this early in the game, you don't want to see that many shots on goal.
Oh, yeah. Still a very strong dribble. That one gets by. And as we mentioned, the danger is that second goal coming in very quickly. And that's exactly what happens. That one, Brendan Saberton able to put it in. And the Knights now down 2-0 very quickly.
So now we've seen teamwork, a crossing pass in the goal, and this one, Saberton just took it on himself and went around 3 Knight defenders and stuck it in the far goal post.
Yeah, what just, as you mentioned earlier, great technical ability there, dribbling around, just breaking free, able to get himself open and create on that. That pass just a little bit ahead of Jared Attridge. You can tell he wants that one back.
And it's hard to believe that that York is only 1-3 in the conference.
Yeah, they've had a very quick start today, 2 goals in 5 minutes, and you got to wonder if sometimes it's just you get lucky, and but it really hasn't appeared that way. They've been really, really sound as a team, working well together as a unit as well.
And that's probably a nice tribute to their coaching staff. You always want to be peaking at the end of the year, and that's the way they appear to be.
Well, and Mark Ludwig in his 16th season as the head coach there, you can imagine he's seen strong teams, he's seen weaker teams, he's seen success, he's seen failure. He's has a lot of experience under his belt there, so he probably knows when to put the foot on the gas and when to pull back a little bit. And now, again, especially after a second goal, really rattling a defense. It's dangerous now that another goal could come in quickly. The Knights really have just got to settle in and get in their system and not allow this to get out of hand.
Yeah, this corner kick is going to be crucial. They need to clear it quickly.
And that one just high. That header just about made it 3, and that would have been catastrophic.
Yeah, the Knights were lucky there. No one was around. Number 14, Joel Teston.
Just 6 minutes underway now, and already 3 shots on goal. 2 of them scores, And possession continues to remain with the Spartans. The ball just constantly on that side of midfield. And even that, which looked like a clear, immediately sent out to Kevin Horan. You can tell this team has played together. They really just tend to know where everybody is, where they're going to be. You look, there's a lot of upperclassmen across this roster, folks that have, you can tell by their cohesiveness that they've played together. They know what to expect out of each other.
And that's one of the hard things that coaches here at Southern Virginia have to contend with, is always a revolving and fluid roster. You know, LDS missions, kids either come for a year or they come in later after their missions, and priorities have changed, and or marriages happen and everything. So this is something that the coaches for Southern Virginia really have to contend with, that a lot of other colleges they play against have no idea or clue about.
Yeah, we talked about missionary service on the broadcast earlier with Coach King about how it can help because you can get more mature players, but it can also make things more difficult as well, for sure, as you're trying to get consistency throughout. And that's going to be an early card. That one going against Jose Rivas Cruz. Looked like he was kind of jumping back into the player there. At least from this angle, was pretty clear, not strictly playing the ball.
You know, and this is something that the Knights have had problems with before, as frustration sets in, especially with a deficit so early in the game, a 2-0 deficit so early in the game. The Knights really have to control the emotions, keep them in check, and just play soccer.
Danger here as well for a third Yao Ba and Ryan Donahue, considering the best opportunity for him. And it is Ba who sends it in. Headed out very well. Great job by Southern Virginia's defense.
Yeah, Court Cox was able to get up and get his head on it, and I see that the far side judge called someone offsides for the Spartans.
Ba immediately sending it back in. And you can see a flock of white jerseys coming around that one. But so much pressure being applied early on in this match. Boy, it's got to be tough for the Knights mentally to know not only are you down 2-0, but there's that constant threat of that third. They really have had a difficult time maintaining long possessions.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see the Knights gain possession for a while, make a few passes and keep it down and put pressure on the goalkeeper for the Spartans.
Oh, that one just barely out in front of Josh Smith. He was really trying to sneak in on that one and get an easy shot on goal, but just not to be.
Nice dribbling skills by number 28, Brendan Saberton again. One-on-one information. His individual skills are just, they've been on showcased before with the goal that he scored. He made about 3 or 4 moves there at the 30-yard line to get around some defenders.
Yeah, a lot of talent there on an individual level, clearly. This is Ba going to send this one in again.
And Ba has a rocket for a leg.
Absolutely. Headed in into that back corner, and just a deadly offense coming in from the Spartans. That time, number 21, Justin Kaiser. And I'll tell you what, it's 10 minutes into this game. It's already a 3-goal lead. And what's rough about it is there've only been 4 shots on goal.
Yes.
There's 3 on the scoreboard. I think it's actually been 4 or 5, but it has just been a lethal offense, so efficient.
You know, and Bob put that right on the head of Kaiser. It was just one of those things. You saw him lining it up, and we've seen him kick free kicks before that led to great chances on goal. So that's something the Knights going to have to really prepare for in the second half and make some adjustments.
Yeah, and the Knights only held possession off of that for a moment, but able to get it quickly back. Rivas Cruz now with one of the better offensive possessions for the Knights so far in this contest. And immediately collapsed on it, the Spartans, but Attridge not giving up. He's going to send it back to Brand, and Ba comes in.
You know,
Rivas Cruz again.
That pressure that you're talking about, they're just not making passes that we have seen the Knights maybe before. It looks like they're trying to just get the ball off their foot as quick as possible because they know someone's coming.
Yeah, they seem very intimidated, I think, and certainly the score can do that. But some of the one-on-one plays, I mean, the Knights can see this individual talent as well, the dribbling skills, the passing accuracy, all of that. So it can be very intimidating, especially again when you're down 3-0 this quickly. They come out and start throwing haymakers, and all of a sudden it's tough to adjust to that and get back in rhythm.
And even when the Knights do clear the ball, they're clearing it right out to one of the Spartan players.
Yep. Well, they've needed so many back on defense to prevent goals just like, oh, my goodness, that one.
Oh, that ball rebounded off of Colin, and then second opportunity and off the far post.
Yeah, my goodness. It's a constant barrage of attacks.
And we've seen, again, the Spartans are able to switch fields not only so quickly but so precisely that it's catching the defense just napping.
Well, and that's, again, because the Knights have needed so many defenders back around that box to prevent goals and haven't even been able to do that. And just as we say it again, this is quickly turning very, very ugly. That one, Christopher Saberton, I believe his brother Brendan has one as well in this game so far. And that, at this pace, York is up a goal every 3 minutes in this game.
And that's almost unheard of in soccer.
Yeah.
You want to talk about efficiency ratings. York's going to go back in on this game, and at least for the first 12 minutes of the game, their efficiency ratings are through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this pace can't continue throughout. But if it were, they're on pace to win 30-0, which was almost the 35-0 that you
the football team. Yes. I'm hoping I didn't jinx the Knights here by saying that.
Yeah, but the Knights are just having such a difficult time. And as you mentioned, this team does not look like they should be 1-3 in a conference. They're just very crisp, very clean, and just playing at such a high level right now. The Knights having a tough time adjusting.
And there are some players out there out of position and playing in spots that they haven't normally played in. But, my goodness, this is the middle of the season or really the last third of the season, and we should be able to have better fluidity and complementary players than what we've seen right now.
Yeah, very close on that one. The ref blows his whistle. If not, that would surely have been at least another shot on goal, if not another goal. Knights benefiting from the call on that one, but again sends it right back in, that time into Matt Freebaum.
And none of the forwards for the Knights have really been able to do anything by attacking.
And that one ahead, defended well by Charlie Johnson. Boy, Attridge, though, was just flying down that field.
Another half a step, and that's what the goalkeeper made that determination. I got to come out.
Yep.
Can't use his hand, so got it off of his foot.
Yeah, the Knights, that again, another offensive opportunity there. One of the best they've had, unable to capitalize on it, but they've had a couple of chances like that, but it's really been all Spartans so far in this game.
Offsides call by the far assistant referee, so whatever the Spartans can do now to help the Knights out, I'm sure is greatly appreciated until the Knights can right the ship.
And it's going to take a lot to do that. Certainly now they have to stop hemorrhaging points, and that's what they're doing right now. Is they're just giving up so many. It puts them in such a deep hole. You can't worry about scoring and trying to catch up right now. I think you first just have to stop the bleeding and prove yourself a little bit defensively, and then as that starts happening, then you start looking at offensive possessions. But right now they have to keep the ball out of the net.
Yeah, it's all about pride on the defensive side now, making sure that nothing else gets even attacks Colin Flynn. They need to protect him. He's been back there, and those shots have been just one-on-one.
Yep.
So they need to do a better job of trying to help protect Colin in the back. And again, like I said, it's all about pride. They can go down and keep on hemorrhaging these points and give up 30, or they can make a stand right now as a unit. We've seen a little bit too much of, hey, I'm going to try to do this, and I'm going to make this great play, and I'm going to clear the ball out, and I'm just going to boot it as far as I can. But now they need to really come together and bond as a team to prevent any more of these goals from the Spartans.
Well, the good news is they've gone the next 3-minute period, and the fifth goal has not come. So, in all seriousness, it's little things like that start out saying, okay, it's slowing down. We need to get better, but it's those little periods. And this shot ahead, that one taken well again by Johnson. The Knights really looking to get out and attack, though.
And we haven't been able to say much about Johnson, but if we look at him physically, he is an imposing goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
So getting one by him is going to be a task, and I hope that the Knights are equal to it.
Yep. Yeah, he definitely takes up a bit of that goal. There's not a lot of soccer players that you could say I'd be afraid to run into in a dark alley. I mean, football players, sure, basketball players, maybe. Soccer players tend to not be that case, but yeah, he's a big dude. He's not a guy that looks like he's going to be giving up much.
Yeah, they list him at 6 foot 195, and
yeah,
he might be a little bit more than that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Both height and weight.
Agreed. And this one again taken away by the Spartans. Dangerous situation again for the Knights. And Flynn has gotten a couple stops now. That's got to build his confidence as well. It's gone from, again, 4 goals on what was 5 or 6 shots on goal. But he's starting to get his feet under him a little bit and make those stops. That's got to be great for his confidence, which had to be shaken, especially after typically not starting in that position but coming in for Gutierrez.
Yeah, but again, there was no pressure on that shot, and it was almost a one-on-one for Flynn to stop, and you just can't let that happen if you're a defender on the Knights. Offside call. Took a few seconds to get that one noticed.
Mm-hmm. And the Knights gain possession back, crossing midfield with it. Again, not a zone they've spent a lot of time in, but important for 2 reasons. One, give your goalkeeper a minute to let those nerves calm down. He's got to be a little less worried about an imminent goal score when it's past midfield, but also just having the ball on that side of the field can create opportunities as it moves around. If the defense is slow to adapt or anything else, you never know when an opportunity is going to come up, but it's almost never going to come up if the ball's not in the right side of the field.
And just a little bit of a technical difference between the Knights and the Spartans. We've seen the Spartans switch sides of the field so often when they attack, and the Knights seem to be able to want to take it down one sideline or the other.
Yeah, some fancy footwork that time.
Carter Woods.
Yeah, great job by him. But the possession not to last. And it will go out. Time possession starting to move a little bit in the direction of the Knights. Again, now we've gone another 3-minute period without a goal. Not something that you typically would be bragging about in a soccer game, but considering how difficult the Knights started, an important marker for them to reach.
And looks like we'll have another foul called on the Knights.
And
might be a yellow card.
Looked like he was pulling out a card. I don't see one.
I don't see any.
Yeah, looks like it's just going to be.
Now they're going to do it because I think Josh Smith walked by and said something to the referee, and that just was the one thing that you just can't do. Again, keeping the emotions in check.
Yeah, if you play something physical like that, and the referee's going to come over and talk to you, you already know you're on thin ice, and if you don't get the call immediately, the least you can do is keep your mouth shut and not say something to get it. But emotions certainly running high, frustration running high down in this 4-0 situation, but that just increases the situation or the opportunity now for the Spartans.
Here's Ba again.
Been so good on set plays over the hands of the goalkeeper, but sent out by a defender.
Oh, that was Gutierrez's way to get up and use his head.
Mm-hmm.
And that was much better play by the Knights defending that corner kick. Ba was putting it, and we've seen him put it right on people.
Oh, yeah.
And Gutierrez was able to read that and get his head on the ball and clear it.
Yep. Well, as we mentioned, 4 goals coming in the first 12 minutes of this game. But since then, the Knights able to shore things up a little bit, plug the holes, and for at least the last while now have been able to hold off any more for the last 8 minutes.
Yeah, they were just shell-shocked by the Spartans. They came out
yeah.
so fast and so hard and so technical and found the back of the net so quickly.
Yep. And
it
frequently.
It just took the Knights right out of the game. Now we're starting to see them play with a little bit more continuity.
Joel Teston rushing downfield that time to change field for the Spartans. Knights getting a little bit more spring in their step now, though. Looks like they've gotten over that initial concern, as you mentioned, just being shell-shocked, and now starting to settle into their game.
And it's got to be giving up 1 goal that early. Okay, they've done that before, but 2 goals that early, that's really got to set them back on their heels, and
Yep.
It took the next 2 goals to really shake them out of that sleepiness and doldrums that we saw.
Well, and as you mentioned, guys playing out of position, especially as we talk about Flynn going in the goal, that's just so key in my mind. I think that's one of the big concerns is it's tough no matter how tight you are as a team. When you've got a goalie who lets 4 goals in, it's easy to blame him and say, well, why do we have him go? Well, why is he subbing in? But at the same time, you got to remember, well, hey, the coach put him in there for a reason, first of all, and second of all, there's a big net back there. It's not just his responsibility.
Exactly.
It's winning is a team effort, losing is a team effort, and you got to do what you can to defend him or to help him out as well. So it's got to cause a lot of dissension early on, particularly if you're not close as a team. I think these guys are, but still, it's really difficult to take something like that and still function well as a team and have confidence in your defense.
And there's injuries that happen throughout the season, and it happens to everybody. We don't know what's going on with York. They may be just getting everybody back from their injuries.
Yep.
The Knights now are just losing people due to injuries.
Yep.
It's a long physical season, so the Knights are out here doing the best that they can, and for the last 12 minutes have been doing rather well.
Yeah, it's true. I think the longer that period goes, where they don't allow another goal, where they remain competitive in the short term, the better it'll be for them. But you mentioned players out. We have a list of players that we typically see action from that are not going to be in this game. Connor Edwards, Sam Horman, Daniel Nelson, and Anthony Skeeters, from what we're told, are not going to be entering this game. That's going to be difficult for the Knights to adjust to, and part of that again could be what's been throwing them off earlier in this game.
And we know that Sam has anchored the back line of the defense
yeah.
Throughout the season. So not having his big frame in there has really been detrimental to the Knights.
Yeah, Skeeters as well has made some critical plays both on the defensive and offensive side this year, and certainly a loss for the Knights to not have him available for this game.
But you play the game with who you have.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the Knights have really done well the last 15 minutes of this first half, and that's something that they can build on. We don't know how long these other players are going to be out. We don't know if they were season-ending injuries or what have you. So this might be who the Knights have to finish out their season. And again, the last 15 minutes, a 0-0 standoff. That's something to build on for the next and rest of the season.
Yeah, and in case you have any parents at home who are concerned, we don't know these to be injuries.
Yes.
It could be a coach's decision. There's all kinds of reasons that a player doesn't enter a game or that a lineup is changed or whatever else. But just the change from the norm is what can be difficult. That one broken up in the middle. Great job by the Knights to stop that before it got dangerous. And particularly the set plays so far have been very, very potent. for the Spartans, and so each one of those that they're able to break up, I think, is huge for them as well.
They have, but the last 2 corner kicks, the Knights have really defended well and been able to clear things out to get them out of harm's way. There's Colin Flynn with another great save coming up to get the ball before one of the Spartan forwards could get in there and stick his foot on it.
Sent way downfield, but again, well, actually, I was going to say it was going back over to the Spartans, but Jose Rivas Cruz able to get under it.
Looking for Josh to, nice thought. Josh tried to cross it into the middle of the field so one of his teammates could get a foot on it. A Spartan defender able to get it out. So our first corner kick for the Knights today. Let's see what our set pieces look like. Quick start.
Yeah, play the quick short corner. Trying to catch somebody off guard, but quickly adapted to.
Oh, long pass down to Christopher Saberton.
He's got, I believe, a goal already today.
Yes. Great job by Court Cox to get it out.
Yeah, that could have been very, very dangerous.
We have a sub coming in for the Spartans now. See who might be entering the game as soon as they're turned toward us with their jersey number 27. Ben Mockin.
I'll go with Mockin. Mockin sounds good.
I'm sure you could say it a whole lot better.
My guess is as good as yours. 19 minutes left in this first half. Again, the first 12 minutes, catastrophe for the Knights with 12 quick goals. That one sliding by again, very, very dangerous.
Oh, that was heart-stopping right there. Anything else any other goal that the Knights give up in this half would just be gut-wrenching.
Yeah, especially because it seems like now they've got to be building a little bit of confidence that they've fixed the problems, they've weathered that storm, and to get another one back would be very, very dangerous. Oh goodness, because it would take away that momentum that they're feeling, that confidence that they've started to put together.
On that quick run, Attridge was barreling down on Johnson, and Johnson just cleared the ball out. That would have been a collision for the Sentries.
Oh, yes. Something about an unstoppable force and an immovable object. I don't know.
But Knights lose possession.
It was one of the longer stretches we've had on this side of the field, though. And a play on that time looked like that was Baugh and Rivas Cruz in the middle of the field. And the Knights extend this offensive possession. I think that's really important, too. The longer they can have here, the better. And it ends right there with, frankly, not a great shot from 35 yards out.
Yeah, but the multiple passes that the Knights were able to string together to keep the ball in their offensive end of the field has to be encouraging, not only to Coach Patino, but to the players out there on the field.
Yep, very true. This one's sent long. Bit of a foot race, but it's going to go out of bounds before either team can get to it.
And again, the Spartans are they either try to do one-on-one moves to get past them, and we've seen them do that well, and also that long kick down the field and then look to reverse the field. They've just been great at.
Baugh trying to play that one over to his teammate, Ryan Donahue.
Foul on Woods there, but a quick start by the Spartans.
Yeah.
They're feeling it today.
Yeah, they are. They've got to just be so heady after those first 4 goals. They know unless they make just huge mistakes, they're going to come away with this one. That one, wow, looked like it would just kind of airmailed out to nowhere, but it ends up
another shot.
Yeah, it falls again right to where they know their teammates are going to be. What a great communication and familiarity between this Spartan team.
And Court Cox gave up his body on that shot just to try to clear the ball.
Yep. And that's the kind of thing you've got to appreciate as a goalie as well, when you see your teammates giving everything they've got like that to help you out and not even put you in a position where you'll have to defend it. Good defensive effort that time just getting in the way of that.
Cabot Arney was able to get over there and put some pressure on the ball. And again, another sub for the Spartans coming in.
That's going to be a corner, though, I believe. And again, it's going to be sent in by Yao Ba. He has been just so good so far in this contest.
And the Knights are going to have to figure out where everybody's going and put a body mark one-on-one with them.
Ba sends it in. And that one off the mark. It's going to be defended by Carter Woods. And Carter Woods off to the races to get out of that one.
Let's see if Carter can beat the goalkeeper. Oh, a little bit of a shanked pass there.
Oh,
and if Colby Briggs could have got there, that would have been a goal easily. No one was in the goal.
Yeah, no one even close back on defense that time. That quickly turning the other way, though. Ba ahead of the pack, and he just puts it in.
Yeah, Colin got caught out in no man's land. Great pass up ahead to Ba. A little bit more technical than the pass that we saw going into Briggs, but this is one of those games that the Knights are just going to have to hunker down and say, okay, we're not going to look at the score. We need to find ourselves, and we need to find what we can do to get ready for not only the second half, but the second half of the season too.
Yeah, it's got to be right now. The score is 0-0. Win the next point.
Yes,
and that's kind of the mentality that you've got to get in at this point. And the Knights so far have seemed unable to do that. That's just got to be a heartbreaker, because what looked like a great opportunity, the Knights, maybe one of the best they've had today to score a goal, just turned so quickly into a goal the other way. That counter goal just so difficult.
Yeah, we were so excited about seeing Carter Woods making such a great individual play coming down the near sideline, and the counterattack caught the Knights almost spectating.
Yep. Well, and that possession, again, that they gain after the goal, short-lived, and back on the attack come the Spartans.
And that might be the only goal that Colin Flynn has really given up.
Yeah.
The rest of them has been, I would say, on the back line of the defense.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree with that. And even then, it was almost an impossible situation with that one-on-one where it just came so quickly. He decided to come out on the defender, which was probably the right call. At least then you can take up more of that space, give him less of an angle, but just a great shot by Ba, able to get in and get that one right by the defender.
Well, this is nice to see that the Knights have switched sides of the field, trying to spread out the defense of the Spartans, which they have done to the Knights all night long.
Yeah, an extended possession, I think, wrapping up now as it goes back over to the Spartans, but probably the longest possession we've seen from the Knights, certainly the longest possession we've seen down on the offensive side of the midfield.
Again, the Knights just seem out of sorts. There's no real defensive pressure at all. Oh, great individual
collapse.
Individual effort by Court Cox.
Yeah, stepping out in front of that one, you could tell there was a set play coming in there. It was the Spartan looking for his man, waiting, and then he sees that, but Court Cox came flying in. Just, you could tell he did not want to give up another one. He was willing to speed it in there.
Well, the Knights need to get it off the feet of the Spartans now, quickly.
Lost in the mix. It's going to go back to the outside. And a great effort again. Court Cox again, and that's the second effort by Jackson Corrigan, I believe, for the Spartans, both times deflected by Cox.
And I think Cox has finally had enough. He is a veteran of the Knights soccer team, and he's probably going to sit there telling himself, what, they are not going to score again as long as I'm out here.
Yep. Well, he's certainly doing what he can to impose that right now. The Knights moving back on offense again a little bit. Rivas Cruz playing it up.
And again, for those that have just tuned in, the Knights are playing with a lot of new people in new positions. The back line of the defense is not what we've seen in the past, especially when the Knights have been so stellar on defense.
And a couple players getting tangled up again. The referee getting involved there. You can tell both players giving as good as they got. That was Eric Gutierrez for the Knights. I'm not sure the number or the name for the Spartans. Good clear out by Mockin.
Mockin's fine with me.
Mockin. We'll stick with Mockin. At least we'll be consistent, even if we're consistently wrong. Wow, and a little bit of a shoulder by Chris Hobbs that time, laying into Carter Woods.
And the first sub for the Knights coming in now. Looks like that Sterling Wilson's coming in for Colby Briggs.
Just in time for the Knights throw-in.
And again, the Knights need to not look so much to try to score off this first throw-in, but maybe off the second pass or third
set
pass.
Something up. Woods. Oh, all over him.
Oh, and he was just a step outside the box on that foul.
Jackson Corrigan all over Carter Woods. Handfuls of jersey, and this is going to be the best chance so far for the Knights. Josh Smith setting it up.
We'll see if Josh tries to put it in or he tries to find somebody on a set piece.
That's a decent enough angle for the goalie. Oh, just high.
And at the very last, you can see the ball just dip up.
Yep.
That knuckleball, and the wind that's always gusting up here, you never know really where the ball is going to go.
Yeah, which helps you to a degree because you don't know where it's going to go, but neither does the goalie. But in that case, puts it just off the mark. But a good shot on frame that time.
And the best offensive possession that the Knights have had so far.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the second time Carter Woods has drawn a foul.
Well, he's a big threat, and I think the energy that he puts in out there and his quickness has really started to show a little bit, started to breed concern among this Spartan team. Knights setting up for this one. They haven't had a whole lot of solid offensive possession, so they want to make sure that this one they are ready to go. Send this one high towards the goal. And I'm pretty sure he's over 6 feet. Good solid reach that time. Charlie Johnson able to get up and snatch that one out of the air.
But we had Carter Woods was sneaking in right behind him, and if that would have played off his hands just a little bit, Carter would have had the ball right off his head into the goal.
Once again, though, the counterattack is on. Well defended that time.
Again, Court Cox and Dallin Brand were able to redirect the ball.
Yeah, that looked very scary for a moment. That was Peter Lundgaard going up the field with that one. That was a nice trick shot. It actually goes off the rail. Make Tony Hawk proud.
Another attack, but the Knights are able to rebuff the Spartans one more time.
Again, if you're just joining us, the first 4 goals coming in the first 12 minutes. The Knights reeling at the beginning of this one, then gathered themselves. Have done relatively well since then. Just the 1 goal since that on a very quick counterattack. 8 minutes left in this half. Brahima Maluba getting in the way of that one. Haven't called his name a whole lot today. He's been a big factor for the Knights throughout this season. And that one right into the hands of Flynn, able to gather that one and prevent yet another goal.
With under 10 minutes to go, the Knights really need to put something together to go into halftime feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, and frankly, maybe just not allowing another goal in the next 7.5 minutes would be that, but you know they would love to put one in the barn and have a little bit more confidence even.
Yeah, I'll take not scoring another goal.
Yeah, it's a great start. And that's going to be an offsides call, I believe. And it's going to go back the other way.
And with all the substitutes for the Spartans, they seem to be just a little bit off on their counterattacks now, which is nice for the Knights to be able to not have to really face that onslaught.
Yeah, well, and when you get in a flow like that, and that's true in any sport as well, when you just, you coach basketball. If you make 3 threes in a row, the rim just looks so big. I mean, you can just throw it up there and expect it to go in. You get going, and this, it's the same thing. When you start seeing those goals go in one after another, that one again, right to Flynn, well defended by him, solid catch. But when you see that, you just get in the zone and you can just keep going and going and going, and that seemed to be how the Spartans started off this game.
And that's the key word that you said was in the zone. All the Spartans are in that zone where everything looks so easy for them.
Well, the Knights, since breaking that, have made those their set plays look a lot more difficult, and they've been able to break them up a bit. Even now on some of these quick counterattacks, the Knights have been able to get back and defend well. When, again, early on in this game, it looked very, very bad. It seemed like it didn't matter what the Spartans did. It was just crisp and perfect. But not the case now. The Knights putting some plays together. That one ahead.
Jared Hatcher just runs over a defender for the Spartans. And here's that counterattack that we've seen so often from the Spartans.
Yeah, a lot of white jerseys back this time, though. Well, the Knights out of the imminent danger zone of having this continue to pour on, but there's already the damage has been done, down 5-0.
And the Knights have substituted Will Guyman in for Carter Woods.
And we'll see what Guyman can do. Woods has been attacked a lot this game, but has also had a couple of bright spots as well. We'll see if Guyman, perhaps with the fresh legs, will be able to bring some more to the table. And this could be dangerous, and just airmails that one.
And it looked like the Knights were trying to clear the ball back into their own goal instead of away from their goal that time.
Yeah, that one, not sure what the
all out of
shot
sorts.
ended up being. But it is over to the Knights now. 4 minutes left, and it looks like they may have to be content with just simply not allowing another one before the half.
No, and this might be one of those games where you do so well in one half, and the next half you can't do anything. We're hoping that's what it is, and then vice versa. The first half has just been a disaster for the Knights, and the second half we're just hoping that things turn around there and go the other way.
So I'm going to try my hand at this. A lot of times when we've announced together for different sports, I've said, well, you're a coach. What do you say at the half? Or what do you say during this timeout? Based on what I've learned over the course of these the commentator sessions we've had, I'm going to guess.
You go ahead.
I'm going to guess.
So, Art, if you're the coach,
if I'm the coach, hang it up.
At halftime, what would you be saying to your team?
If I'm the coach, I'm apologizing and saying it's probably my fault because I'm not. I am in no way equipped to be a soccer coach. But if it's me, I'm saying forget the first half. Just throw it out. Call it luck. Call it. Being in the zone, call it flow, call it a bad start, call it whatever you want. Forget about it. We're done with that and play 1 point. Get the first goal of the second half.
Great job by Colin Flynn there.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And you could tell he got help.
Yes.
His defenders came back and helped him out. It wasn't just him. But, yeah, great play by Flynn and the Knights in general. But, yeah, I'm telling them win the first 5 minutes. Win time of possession. Don't allow a goal. Get a shot. Find little things like that to build confidence on. Just little things. And win the first 5 minutes. And after that, win the next 5 minutes. And focus on breaking the game up into small, winnable sections. And, again, we've said before, there's no 5-point play in soccer. Long send in that time and fielded well by Charlie Johnson.
Yeah, he was able to go above the crossbar to get that one.
Yeah. But that's what I'm telling my team is find little things to build on, and then as opportunities come, take them. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. But pretend the score right now is 0-0 and win the second half.
Exactly, and I couldn't agree with you more. Break the game down into smaller segments and win those segments. And then you have a chance to do some film study and get people back into their comfort zone.
Yep. I may have a coaching career in me yet.
You may have one, Art.
As soon as we get a university chess club, I'll see if I can coach that. Actually, no, I'm not equipped to coach that either. Oh, well.
You could be the IT team coach, though.
I do that now, but you typically don't think of IT folks as athletes. Esports. There we go. If we get it, we'll have a video game team. I've coached that. I've actually thought of that before. 1 minute left, and that one. Whew, that would have been so bad going into the locker room, giving up another goal in the last minute.
And that was a nice serve by number 16, Joe Redder.
Yeah, sending that one in, man.
Again, more pressure on Flynn. He's able to come out and get it, but 2 Spartans back there crashing down on him. He's got to feel uncomfortable.
Jackson Corrigan looking to get in on that one. The danger zone clearly not over yet.
No, this last 20 seconds tonight, so can't let anything slip by them.
Yeah, the Spartans have shown they have the ability to score quickly. So even now, it's not done. 5 seconds left. That one rolls out, and it will be now. That is halftime. The Southern Virginia Knights in a difficult spot here, down 5-0 against the York Spartans.
Yeah, they're again, couldn't come too soon. I wish, again, in soccer there's no timeouts.
Yeah.
I wish that there were. I'm sure Coach Patino wishes that there were.
Yep.
But now the Knights get to regroup and, again, win segments of the second half. That has to be the mantra that the Knights come out with.
And with that, we're going to break away. We'll go off the broadcast for about 10 minutes. We'll be back with just a few minutes before the second half. Again, the Southern Virginia Knights trailing the York Spartans 5-0. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We're getting ready for the beginning of the second half of our second game of our doubleheader. The Southern Virginia Knights men's basketball team in this one hosting the York College Spartans. Boy, I've said that a lot today because it was the women's team versus the Spartans as well. Difficult game so far for the Knights, trailing 5-0. Those 4 goals just coming so quick, one right after the other in the first half, and then that 5th much later, and then what almost looked like it was going to be a 6th, but avoided that one. Got some of the stats. Mike, what jumps out at you from the stat sheet?
Well, it's just the goals. I mean, you know, we usually talk about shots on goal and the corner kicks, but again, 4 goals in the first 12 minutes, and the way that they were scored and who scored them. Nobody has two goals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're spread out, but we do notice that, you know, not Mulaba, but Ba, sorry.
Yep.
Ba was one of the ones that kind of started at least 3 of those goals. For the Knights, what stood out is, again, there's a lot of different players out there for different reasons. We don't know the reasons, but a lot of different players in different spots. They did start to string things together toward the later parts of the first half, and we're looking for those things to continue on into the second half.
Yeah, and all the credit in the world to the Spartans. They've done a really good job at really holding the Knights to very short offensive possessions, to breaking up any kind of momentum or any kind of team play. They've been getting in passing lanes. They've been forcing the Knights to play backwards a lot and just not letting them get very well in rhythm. And I think that's shown in the Knights' offense.
Yeah, and the counterattacks, just not being able to stop them on those counterattacks. Once the Knights got something going towards their goal to attack, that counterattack from the Spartans just proved to be deadly.
Well, and that's got to make you concerned a little bit as an offensive player when you think, oh, we've got a chance here, we're gonna go get a shot, and you either don't get a great shot, or even if you do, and then it immediately turns into a goal for the other team. It's got to be so frustrating, so deflating.
Yeah, you're stuck. You don't know whether to do. Do you keep on attacking going forward, or do you lay back to play defense?
Yeah, and frankly, neither of which have been working terribly well for the Knights so far today. But it's a new half. Hopefully, they're taking the perspective of forgetting the first half, throwing it out, starting here. And as we talked about, the first 5 minutes of this game, win that, win in possession, win in shots on goal. Heck, win by scoring a goal. Outscore them in the first 5 minutes of this game. That's how things are going to start turning around if they're going to.
You know, and that's something that the Knights may want to take on to their next couple games, is breaking it down into smaller segments and just win those. Instead of looking at it as a 90-minute game, look at it in 5 or 10-minute segments, and what can we do to win this segment of the game?
Yep, absolutely.
It looks like the Spartans will start off with possession in this half.
Both teams getting together a little bit, making those final adjustments, the final team coordination, and we'll be underway here in just a second.
Again, the Spartans have yet to break their huddle. The Knights have, and Colin Flynn's going to stay in goal now. And we're not going to speculate on any of the reasons why there are different people out there playing in different positions.
Yeah,
it's just it is what it is.
They're changing jersey numbers. They're changing positions. I think they have a wheel of fortune. They sat back and said, okay, spin the wheel. Okay, this time, let's see.
I don't know if I don't think that's the way to go. I know Coach Patino and all coaches want things to be they want them to be just so.
Sure. And of course I joke. I'm sure there's a reason for it, a method to it, not one that we necessarily understand.
But your wheel of fortune was a good hypothesis.
You know, you never know. So, well, that a quick first strike attempt by the Spartans, but a little out of sorts, a little mistimed, it looked like, and that will turn immediately over to the Knights executing on offense a little bit. And then coming right back on the quick counterattack. Dangerous situation. Oh, and that, I don't know if that was intentional or not.
Well, we'll say it was that Arnie put the ball off of his chest right into Colin Flynn's arms. Colin didn't have to move any play, so we're going to say that was a great play by Cabot and Colin.
Yeah, we'll say that. We were joking in pregame about throwback, meaning the Knights may end up scoring on themselves once. Boy, that would have just been a terrible joke if that ended up coming to fruition there.
We may have to mute it ourselves for the rest of the game here.
No, that's when you start saying things about the other team. It's like that movie Bedtime Stories with Adam Sandler, where he starts saying stuff and it starts coming true. And this one sent right over at us, and yep, that hitting the top of the booth there. Appreciate the shout out from the York team there. And wow, that player all over. My goodness, Will Guyman. I wasn't sure what was going on there, but Scott Ashbridge just giving Will Guyman a big ol' hug, and the referee not appreciating the love.
I'm sure Will didn't appreciate it too much either.
True.
Stopped him from being able to continue the ball down the.
And an open field tackle completed that time by Greg Bouchard. A lot of physicality early on in this second half.
Josh Smith goes down, grabbing his knee, and then looking at his nose and making sure that everything's in one spot.
Yeah. It's okay to change people's positions on the field. You don't want your body parts changing position on your body. Well, the Knights all behind the far post this time, whether they're drawing defenders there or this one sent very long. And a play down, not on frame, but a pretty decent set piece from the Knights that time, I think.
Yeah, Eric Gutierrez just wasn't able to get the ball redirected back in toward the net. But again, on his head, so it was a good serve in from Josh Smith, and we're starting to see the Knights put a few things together.
It's true. Smith a little slow coming downfield after that big contact on that one. You got to wonder if there's going to be a lingering result of that. And another dangerous play, that time coming way out into the corner of the box for the stop on that one. It was a risky move, but it looks like a good one by Flynn. And right back on the attack comes Ba. And jumping in on that one is Revis Cruz. And immediately surrounded by green jerseys. Great job cutting back, looking for help. He finds it in the form of Will Guyman.
It just rolls out of bounds for a goal kick for the Spartans now. But nice chance of a counterattack there. We're starting to see some good things from the Knights in this first 3 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm. It was the counter and then the counter to the counter, which has not been something we've seen from the Knights much so far in this game. It looked like they when they have gone on the attack and the counters come, it's immediately collapsed. This time a dangerous possession as well. Oh, great play that time by Brahima again to play that one back, slow things down, and wait for help.
Oh, it looks like a
little bit of a scuffle.
Yeah, called right outside the box. So it'll be a free kick outside the box for the Knights now. I mean, for the Spartans now.
10 shots on goal already for the Spartans, and there looks like the referee stepping in, not wanting to let this get too physical, let frustration get too big, and just clarifying things a little bit to Court Cox.
And good job by Court, just saying, okay, whatever you say, I'm with you. It won't happen again, and then backing up.
Yep.
Because obviously in his mind, he didn't do anything out of the realm of ordinary.
Danger zone now, though. This is a pretty good position to take a free kick from. Looks like it's going to be Ba. Change things up. It is going to. Nope, it's not going to be Ba. And that one, great job by Flynn to get down and stop that.
Yeah, a little bit of a X-play is what we'd call it in volleyball, but Ba looked like he was going to take it, and then the offensive player comes in behind him. Flynn was able to pick that up.
And this coming back Brahima stepping ahead, just kind of got feet tied up that time, looked like, with Matt Freebaum. But the ref is going to indicate that's going to be played. That's going to be a foul and played by the Spartans. And once again, the Knights in a position where they're going to have to come up big defensively.
And Baugh, he's just a dangerous player, especially on all these set pieces.
Yeah, very much so. Sends that one across. Header. And he was right on point with it and sent it right into Christopher Staberton.
Yeah, he was looking for a second goal of the night. And, you know, the Knights have got to make sure that when people cross, they don't cross in front of their face.
Yeah, and definitely able to that time. That was, frankly, not a great defensive play by the Knights, just a shot off the mark in that situation by the Spartans. Court's going to play that one back again, back to Flynn.
Hey, but a great change of pace from the first half.
True.
No goals have been scored. The Knights have had some opportunities to attack the goal.
Yep.
Looks like Coach Patino has got them believing in probably just winning segments of the game.
Yeah, lots of shots on goal, but not nearly the efficiency that they started this game with, that they started the first half. That one's sent out wide by Arnie. Coming back to Arnie off the header, and that's going to go out of bounds.
And here's where the Spartans have been so dangerous on their counterattacks, whether it's off a throw-in or just a counterattack from a shot on goal by the Knights.
And that long ball is going to roll out of bounds and is going to go back over for the goal kick.
And it doesn't look like the Spartans are attacking as much or as often as they were in the first half, and that could be two things. And we'll say that the first one is they've kind of feel like they have enough goals. The second thing is what I'm hoping is the defense from the Knights have just stiffened up.
Yeah, it could be either or, probably a little bit of both, frankly. And on that play, that's Baugh going down, grabbing the ankle, seems to be walking rather gingerly on it. And
at this juncture, we don't want to see anybody get hurt on either team.
No.
And good show of sportsmanship there by Will Guyman going over and patting him on the rear end and saying, "Good job. Let's get going."
And that being sent down the hill that time, that's Greg Bouchard sending it long, and that's going to end up as a goal kick once again. Certainly, Colin Flynn has had his fair share of opportunities to kick out of the goal today. Well, just about buttoned up the first 9 minutes in this one, and the Knights have yet to be scored on again. They haven't scored themselves, despite having some good opportunities. And just as we say that, the offense of the Spartans coming back alive, taking the shot from the outside, and it goes just wide of the far post, and Greg Bouchard not able to collapse quick enough to get to that to play the cross back in. But 9 minutes away, or 9 minutes in so far, and no additional goals scored. I think that's got to be considered a victory for the Knights.
Well, and if they've played 5-minute segments, there's 3 5-minute segments that they've won so far.
Yep.
Again, a goal now would be just marvelous for the Knights to have.
Yeah, it's kind of that next step. They've shown they can defend well. They've prevented some of the set plays, and now they have to start putting goals up or goals in. They've got to start putting points on this board, or it's going to get away from them.
You know, we've seen the Knights before, 19, 20, 21 shots on goal, and only to have 2 so far in this game is not what Coach Patino or any of the Knights have been looking for.
Yeah, not at all. been moving in that direction, though. It seems like their last few possessions have had an opportunity. Things have gotten better, but now Bouchard sending that one out, punched, it's down, and great clear by Maluba. Wow.
Wonderful clear and great athleticism shown by Flynn, able just to get up and punch it at the last second.
Yeah, he looked like he originally thought it was going to go long, but then made a quick adjustment, realizing it was going to stay inbounds, and plays it off the crossbar, and then Maluba does a great job clearing that one while his goalie was out of position, giving him enough time to come back to it.
Oh, and again, just when you think that the Spartans have settled down and you have them under control, something like that happens.
Oh, and that's going to be
that's a dangerous play by Josh Smith. He got his
leg up high near a defender who's heading it. And immediately the Spartans go back on the attack. Good job again. The Knights able to get in in the passing lanes, break up some vision a bit too.
And in Josh Smith's defense, the person from the Spartans did duck his head down.
He's leaning down for it. That's true.
So I think that's why the referee didn't give him a card, just stop play and start the ball with the free kick.
Yeah. It's one of those situations where, there's nothing intrinsically dangerous about walking across a street, and there's nothing intrinsically dangerous about driving down a street. But if two people are doing both at the same time, it's dangerous. So kind of the same thing there. There's nothing dangerous about playing your foot that high, but or leaning down to head a ball. But when you do it that close together, it could get real ugly real quick.
Oh, nice job by number 6.
It's Bouchard again.
Bouchard. And
sending that one across. Great job by Court Cox breaking that one up as well. Boy, he has just been all over the place on defense tonight.
And again, he's trying to anchor that defense without one of his mates back there, Sam Horman, and it's just one of those individual efforts that he's finally took on himself of no more goals being scored.
Well, he's been able to assist with that really since he started putting his foot down. I believe there has been one goal scored, getting his face in the way on that one to break it up. He is just so committed on the defensive side of the ball this game.
Carlos Munoz with the ball now, looking to attack.
Yeah, Knights with a little bit of a breakaway for a moment.
And Carter wasn't able to chase it down there.
It will stay favoring the Knights, though.
It will. But again, just a little bit more touch on that pass, and Carter might have had a chance on goal.
Very true. And this one, it's a 2-on-5 now, 3-on-5, looking for the streaking ahead. Spartan crosses it back. Oh, and just loses footing. Oh, it's not over. And a great job again. Wow. Colin Flynn has been a busy, busy man tonight. Yeah,
and both Court Cox and Joel Teston from the Spartans lost their footing there at the same time. Good thing that Colin is so athletic, able to get up and corral that ball.
Yeah, they both lost in the same place. You start thinking, boy, maybe it's muddy out there, except it's a turf field, so probably not the case. One would hope not. That one sent well across, and looks like Flynn did not touch that one, and so he's going to benefit from that. Great job realizing it was going to be off frame, getting out of the way, not touching it, because if you don't stop it, then you're giving up a corner kick. On kick and kind of collapsed on the referee. Right on top of that one as well. Still a very physical play.
But that was one of the better kicks that we've seen that put it right on to Jared Attridge. He didn't have to go up and try to get it right into his chest. We're starting to see some better things from the Knights. And again, with a 5-goal lead, it may be out of hand, but being able to progress and work on things that you can't work on in practice, we're starting to see some of those things come to pass now.
Very true. There's something to be gained in this, even if a win is not one of them. And, of course, a win is not out of the realm of possibility. that was proven by the Spartans scoring 4 points in 12 minutes. There's 29 left, so there's it's not outside the realm of possibility. But there are good things that you can work on, that you can try to do, which can result in goals. And so you work on those things. You work on winning short segments, and if goals result from it and you get back in the game, great. And if not, you still have something that you've gained from it. Ooh, Brahima getting out in front of that one, which looked for a moment like it was going to give Greg Bouchard another great opportunity on goal.
Oh,
speaking of great opportunities,
nice job by Kevin Harney getting into the way.
Yeah, just putting his body between the shooter and the goal. The threat is not over yet, though. Oh, great back pass that time.
And again, another nice switch of the fields by York.
Yeah, really spreading the Knights out. That one goes long. I'm not sure. Well, there were a couple of York players that looked like they could have gone to that, but a little miscommunication perhaps on that one as well benefits the Knights.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll take it any way we can get it back into our possession.
Absolutely. Throw in now from Josh Smith. And a lot of contact again. Bouchard now with it. Crossing to the middle. That's Saberton, the Christopher version, and that one goes high.
You know, and as we've said before that the Knights look like they are a very physical team. This York Spartan team is very physical.
Oh, yeah. Boy, that header looked like it hurt. Coming back, Brahima Maluba. And back down, it's Bouchard again on the outside here. Able to keep it in bounds. Maluba again.
Not the best clear, though.
No, it wasn't. Still contested. Back to Bouchard again. He's able to play it to the middle. Takes the shot. And would have been just wide, but still a great save anyway. Flynn not wanting to take the chance and goes down and collapses on it.
You know, and Collins has done a great job ever since that first onslaught. And again, we talked about how, you know, the defenders just weren't in the right position to help him out that much. But there was that one goal that he made the decision to come out and got beat on that. And with that being said, it should be a 1-0 game right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think I'm pretty sure it was the first 4 goals were on the first 4 shots on goal,
yes,
or very close to it. So to now have given up 4 for 4, of course, is rough. But since then, giving up 1 on 9 is pretty darn good.
Yeah, as a goalkeeper, you'll take that percentage all the time.
Yeah. And then it's just at some point you have to realize if you're getting that many shots, that's on your defense.
Yes.
That's on the rest of your team. If you're only allowing 1 for 9, then if you're getting beat bad, that's your team. That one going into the side of the net.
Yeah, Saberton again looking from that quick counterattack coming down the far sideline and just wasn't able to get that left foot to bring it all the way around in toward the goal. If he would have, I do believe that Colin would have been there right on target.
Yeah, Colin was in the exact right position he needed to be, so that one not getting touched by him was just virtue of it being in the wrong place.
Yes.
Sending that one downfield again. And headed out. And coming our way again. Cabot Arney sends that one in. And right back on the attack for the moment. But boy, both of these teams very scrappy, fighting for possession. Oh, and numbers now for the Spartans. That one too far ahead. Bouchard looking to play it. Just not quite able to get there.
You know, but the Knights are getting pinned in deep on their end of the field and not being able to get it across midfield to test this York defense.
True. And that time to Eric Gutierrez. Haven't said his name a whole lot today either, despite him being a major contributor throughout the season. Great defensive effort again.
And are we going to have a throw-in? I believe it is a throw-in. Good job by Kevin Arney not letting the ball go out over the end line, so there was a corner kick.
Yeah,
but again, you know, just not being able to clear the ball cleanly.
Yeah, Munoz with the great defensive effort before that to prevent the shot. 25 minutes left. Still 5-0. But it has not gotten worse. Though it might now. Oh! Great job, Flynn, rolling to the side that time, able to get in the way of it, deflecting it, and then gathering it. Sending that one out, but immediately back in the faces of the Knight defenders. Rahima Maluba able to clear that one out.
Again, and this is just one of those things that the Knights haven't been able to clear the ball out cleanly. That pressure that they're facing constantly. Have done a really great job in the second half of not letting another goal happen.
Oh, yeah.
But this isn't where the Knights want to be, a corner kick again from the Spartans.
Agreed. Well, their initial set pieces were very impressive. Since then, less so. Well defended again. Court Cox getting in the way, breaking that up. He is taking every offensive play by the Spartans very personally. And that's going to be, I believe, off of a Spartan player.
Kobe Briggs checking in for, looks like that's Cruz going out.
It is Cruz. It's not Sam Horman, who typically wears number 4. Luckily, the two of them are...
There's a little bit of size difference.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sam being 6'4", and Jose not being 6'4".
That's exactly what I was about to say. On the stat sheet, he's listed at 5'8". So
I think that's awful generous.
That one played to the outside. Spartans on the attack again.
Nice job by Josh Smith to come back into the play.
Yep, just breaking it up, breaking the rhythm. That one looked like may have surprised Brand a little bit that it connected with him, but it did. Slowed things down a bit.
And look how far the defense is pushing up, Art. I know the people at home can't see it, but they're up around the 35-yard line on the football field, which means they're 45 yards from our goal.
Yeah. And that's that little temptation the Knights think, man, if we can just get past that, it's open field.
But just getting past that has been the problem
so
all
difficult.
night long.
Yep. Looks like we were talking earlier about the imposing goalie for the Spartans. Looks like he's been pulled. I can't quite tell the number of the guy who's in there, but he looks a lot less imposing than the guy that was out there earlier. So I was just going to comment, if you break that line, Charlie Johnson's still been impressive so far today, but it's not Charlie Johnson anymore. Fancy feet this time, Scott Ashbridge. Sending it to the middle, and a chip shot high that time.
Brought back in with the English on the ball. I thought that one was going out for sure.
I did too. See, I could coach a pool team.
There you go.
Get a pool team, billiards team.
Ball did finally go over the end line for a goal kick for the Knights.
Now it just over 20 minutes to go. Still trailing 5-0, but the Knights have had some flashes of offense where it's looked like they've had a shot at it.
You know, in 25 minutes of, I won't say pretty soccer, but effective soccer, keeping the Spartans out of the goal.
Oh, careful what you say. For just a second, it looked bad again. But you're right. The Knights have really done a great job clamping down after that tumultuous first half. Great look ahead. And cleared out after what looked like it was going to turn into something. Ryan Ockford with the clear out. Carter Woods looking to get ahead on that one.
But again, another great opportunity for the Knights now to put something together. 2 or 3 passes to see if they can switch sides of the field and create a shot on goal.
And that one in, collected by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, but a 40-yard bomb is not what we need right now.
No. But it's a shot.
It is a shot.
It's a conclusion of an offensive possession, which is something that the Knights haven't been able to get a lot of today.
But still not a lot of pressure on the goalkeeper himself.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Colin Flynn, who's been facing pressure, it seems like every minute of the game.
Yep. Joel Teston almost coming up with a shot on that one. Great defense by the Knights. He had that immediate physical reaction that if you play soccer, you immediately recognize as, oh, somebody with cleats just stepped on his foot.
Briggs tries to bring it back in towards Woods.
And looks like Knights players calling for a handball.
They may be getting it too.
Yeah, Briggs immediately started looking for it. The referee ran down to that position. And this would be one of the more opportunistic situations for the Knights as well.
Yeah, we've only seen 3 of these free kicks in an area that they can do damage. It's like Munoz will be taking the free kick for the Knights.
Watch Maluba on these. They like to go into him on headers. Big physical target. And
far goal post. Oh, and it looks like that was Gutierrez that tried to get his head on it.
Yeah, and a good execution. Just a little bit off the mark, but once again, the Knights, despite having a 5-goal deficit at this point, in that case, it was a well-designed play and almost went in for him. And we're getting another goalie out. It looks like this is going to be Daniel Irk.
Spartans, again, subbing very liberally.
Yep.
And when you have the type of talent that they appear to have, and again, they're much better than their record showed at the beginning of the game. You know, you can put people in and out without losing any of that continuity that they've shown all day long.
Yep. It looks like the number we weren't able to get earlier, it looks like it was Brad Schmidt who was in the goal for a time there in the beginning of the second half. But now he's headed to the bench as Irk comes in for him.
Carter Woods was caught offsides just a little bit, but nice to see that the Knights have that still. They're starting to show that attacking mentality, even being down by 5.
Yeah, if you're getting called for offsides, it means you've got a guy going down the field for trying to make a play. And while you don't like to see that, you do like to see, or while you like to see him trying to make a play, you don't necessarily like to see the penalty. But it's at least indicative of some offense. High ball that time coming back, and the Knights able to immediately regain possession. Looking ahead to Woods again. And it's coming right back. Very widely contested possession at the moment.
No, but it seems like they've gone back into a kind of a shell of themselves where they're sending one person forward and everybody else is just content playing defense.
Yep, I agree with that. $16 minutes to play. This one pretty well at this point out of disputation, but still... as we were mentioning earlier, there's still things to be gained. There's still things you can work on. There are things you can learn. There are processes you can develop. There's a lot that you can still benefit from, even if you're not going to get the victory out of this.
You know, and sometimes it's hard to teach from a win because, again, as we talked about with volleyball, we won.
Yeah.
Right?
We can start slow.
Yeah.
It works out.
Exactly. When you lose, players pay much stricter attention. Because they do not like that feeling. Nice job by Carlos.
Yeah, great defensive effort that time. Looking ahead, the Knights pretty close to having numbers.
Is going to have it.
Boy, what a set of wheels on him.
Ahead to Briggs. Oh, and he lost possession there. But nice setup.
It's a good counter. One of the better counters we've seen from the Knights so far. That's going to go out of bounds. And Maluba looking to immediately get it back on offense. And even from a confidence standpoint going forward, it would be really great to put in a goal despite the loss margin.
Woods with the ball in the corner now. Let's see if he can manufacture a corner kick.
Back to Brahima. Sending that one across.
All the way across to Josh Smith.
Oh. And boy, both Smith and Woods have been just smothered by defenders so far in this game.
Again, a physical brand of defense that we've seen the Spartans play all day long. It's nothing new that we should be ready for that. We've seen it and seen it and seen it, but not able to crack through.
Very true.
Looks like Munoz will take the free kick for the Knights.
Sending it into the middle. And it's in!
Efren Gutierrez.
Just as we say, it would be huge for the Knights.
Eric Gutierrez.
Yeah.
Eric got it.
Love to see that boost of confidence. You know, it's probably still pretty well decided, even with a 4-goal lead. Yes, the first half was not very pretty to watch. Yes, there's been a lot of things going on, but Carlos Munoz putting that assist over and Gutierrez clearing it out, that's got to feel good after everything they've endured so far.
Oh, it was a great serve in by Carlos Munoz, and Eric finally was able to put his head in the right position to get the ball into the net. We've seen him have 2 other chances, just pulled the ball wide. But again, execution now, and you talked about it, there's things that they can do now, even though the score is what it is, there's execution things that they can work on.
Yeah, substitutions in for the Spartans as well. I believe that was Peter Lundgaard, number 13, Christopher Jeffrey, 26, and I think Labonte came in as well. Number 18, Brett Labonte, I believe, came in on that. I think the idea is some fresh legs. And
and Colby just got caught there, not only just holding, but trying to undress.
Whoa. And actually pushed him in the face after the end of that one. And the ref wanting to have a bit of a conversation now. It started out with the grabbing of a jersey and ended up a lot worse than that.
He's reaching for a card.
Yep.
Yellow card for both of them. And I would say that was very generous, because both of those may have deserved a red card at the end of that exchange.
Yeah, well, we can't hear what was said,
exactly.
Of course. Looks like, I'm seeing 11. Was that Jackson Corrigan? I'm not sure. But the yellow on that side, but the yellow on ours, boy, that was when you actually touch another man's face.
Yes,
that was, I think, very, very easy to get away with a yellow card on that. Especially after halfway ripping a man's jersey.
Yes, he tried to undress him there.
Yeah. And it's cold out here.
Yes.
Don't do that to a man when it's cold, too. That just makes it worse. That's not okay.
Let's see how well the Knights defend this set piece.
Oh, very well defended.
Nice job. No one even got close to calling on that one, so he was able to see the ball all the way through.
Yep, up to the front, sent down quickly by Munoz. Dangerous play by the goalie, Irk. But it does work out, at least for the moment, for York. Playing the ball ahead, able to get in and break that up, though. Good effort by Arnie. Knights back on the attack. Arnie again. That one sent just long. And it will once again roll into the hands of Daniel Irk.
Yeah, I think he was looking ahead to Woods, but Woods knew he was offside, so he couldn't contest to go down and get the ball.
Yep. Well, and with all the fresh bodies coming in for the Spartans as well, You got to imagine some of these nights have just got to be gassed.
Yes.
That cold air doesn't feel great on your lungs either.
No, and the constant pressure, we've talked about it before, it's much harder to always be playing defense than on the offensive side.
Yep. Donahue, one of the starters, over to Ockford, another one of the starters still in. Sending it up to Christopher Jeffrey, I believe one of the recent additions to the lineup for York.
But 3/4 of the second half is gone, and the Knights have won the second half.
Yeah.
1-0. So, good for the Knights. They've started to turn things around.
Yep.
Working hard, not giving up, and giving up any more goals.
Just what we were talking about. You would want them to do as a coach is to win the second half, win from now going forward, and just like you said, the Knights able to do that. That won't come up in the stat sheet. It won't matter in the overall record, but I think it does a lot for the team. Oh no, and that a very very dangerous situation. Christopher Jeffrey, again, just in, sends that one very high, just as the head of Colin Flynn was whipping around to realize there was a man there for the play.
Yeah, and again, our lack of ability to clear the ball cleanly almost came back to haunt the Knights again, giving up another goal.
That one flies out. Fielded by Brent Dryden, the local dentist and husband of Deidre Dryden, the senior women's administrator. We shouldn't have him in goal, though. He let that one get by. Didn't catch it cleanly.
He's more of a outdoor adventure person, kayaking and running. And I know one of his more favorite runs is the Krispy Kreme run.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that. Two things that you wouldn't think would go together are running a 5K and eating a dozen donuts, but...
Yeah, but they're a free dozen donuts.
There you go.
And they're hot.
And I'm no runner, so what do I know about? Maybe that's a very common thing. If that's the case, maybe I should become a runner. Maybe I've had misconceptions about donuts or running this entire time.
No, because most of them will just run the half, 2.5K, and then eat the donuts and then say, I'm done.
Like, I've thought better of this all of a sudden.
Thanks for the dozen donuts. I got my T-shirt. I'm
I
out.
appreciate it. 9 minutes left. The Knights, again, would love to put a second. Oh.
Kind of a dangerous play there, but I guess
Yeah.
the referee determined that the Spartan was coming over the back of the Knight.
Yeah, he put himself in that position. That one coming long. Headed.
Oh.
Wow, what a great send-in. Tried to be cleared up by Jared Attridge, but good defensive effort that time. I believe that's still Daniel Irk in the goal. Good effort by him.
And starting to see a little bit more pressure by the Knights on the defensive position of the Spartans.
Very true. Looks like we've got another substitute coming in this time. Ryan Donahue is going to head to the sideline.
I think that's Joel Teston coming back in the game.
I believe you are correct, sir. Throw in from Chris Hobbs. Playing it back up to midfield, and that'll go right back to the Knights. And right back out of bounds.
And it's nice to see the Knights again trying to do what I'm sure Coach Patino has asked them to do and perform, and not only perform but to execute at a much higher efficiency rate than they did in the first half.
Well, and to not give up.
Yes.
Because with that kind of lead, you definitely could. Now, Brahima Maluba just holding his ground, letting the man run into him, sending it back the other way. Ooh. And that's going to go out of bounds.
Great job by Scott Ashbridge, though, getting back. I thought for sure that Woods was going to be able to keep a step or two ahead of him.
Yep. Yeah, again, Woods known for his speed, but he's been in a lot today. That one arcing just the wrong way. But, yeah, the Knights have definitely kept fighting in this one despite that early deficit. And again, it's so easy when that first goal comes in to get frustrated and have a second one, and that just compounded over and over again, and it makes it so much easier as an offensive player. Now coming back, great job by Flynn, but the ball still in play, comes back a second time, cleared out.
And Cox again is able to clear it out off the rebound.
Yeah, what a great effort by Cox. Again, you could tell when he turned it on in this game and just said, no more. I am done with this. I'm going to get in the way of everybody.
And to not let another goal happen would be, again, there's no such thing as moral victories in sports, I don't believe. You win, you lose. That's all that people talk about. But not letting another goal happen and winning the second half 1-0 has to increase some confidence to some of these players.
If there is a moral victory, that's it. Out of bounds, that's going to be off the Knights, and possession back over to the Spartans again. 5.5 minutes, and it would be huge for the Knights to essentially win the second half 1-0. The Knights with an opportunity here, perhaps. Again, we talk about speed from Carter Woods. He's got it there.
Again, it looks like Ashbridge just has a little bit more pep in his step. Hasn't had to play so much and so hard, such as a defender for the Spartans, as the Knights have had to play collectively as a team.
Well, he was able to slow down Woods just by stepping directly in front of him, making him go around him as well. I think that did a lot to help him stay in that play.
Less than 5 minutes to go. You know, we've seen this be a real danger time for the Knights when they look at the clock, oh, we're about done, and we've seen them give up a couple goals late in games. So, again, execution, not letting them score, win this second half 1-0.
Yeah, it's been a time where they've given up points. It's also been a time where they've given up cards.
Yes.
As frustration bears on. Hopefully the frustration at this point is the fate has been pretty well determined for a while now, so that's set in a bit. Hopefully they don't do anything that will negatively impact their future games. Yellow cards being cumulative, of course, and red cards impacting not only the game that you're in but the next one as well.
Now here's another set piece for the Knights, a corner kick. We saw them on their last set piece score a goal. You know, this would be great if they could get another goal in quickly.
Sends it in quickly. And knocked out, but stays in play. No. But a very quick throw in. The Knights looking to get right back on the attack. And that one's sent out as well.
And not a very clean clear by the Spartans.
No.
Hopefully the Knights can take advantage of this.
If nothing else, they're getting a lot of practice with throw-ins right now.
Yes. Looks like that went off Carter Woods for a throw-in for the Spartans now.
Nice back pass there again. Some very physical play.
Oh, and they call Carlos on that.
Yeah, getting tangled up with Brett Labonte.
And we'll see if the Spartans continue to attack or if they try to do a possession game as we're under 3 minutes to go in this game.
It definitely looks like they're attacking.
Maybe that's the only way they know how to play.
Yeah. Or maybe they're upset about the one goal that they've allowed and want to not win the second half but tie it at least.
Yeah.
It's going to be another substitute coming in. I recognize that red hair. That's Bouchard. Greg Bouchard coming back in.
Looks like that's Jackson Corrigan leaving.
It's interesting putting your starters back in with 2.5 minutes left when you're up by 4. But perhaps wanting to try to get another clean execution.
Again, working different situations and scenarios. You do it all the time. Usually when you have a very tight score, it's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're at a 1-5 with less than 2 minutes to go now, you know, you can work different situations both The one that has 5 and the one that has 1.
Mm-hmm. Bouchard with the header, but cleared out by the Knights. And that one sent in to the bench. Joe Reeder, defensive player for the Spartans.
Like a little battle for possession. Long kick down by the Spartans.
There's Bouchard again.
Mulabai is able to get back and get it off his back heel to clear the ball.
That's Brand helping out on the defensive duties for the Knights. Bouchard sends it across. And it is headed in, Peter Lundgaard.
You know, and that's why he put him back in, because, again, you can work on these quick score situations. The Knights, again, faltering in these late game situations also of, hey, you know what, we've got this going on. We're ahead as far as winning the second half. Everything's going our way now, and they just let down mentally, and we saw that physically also.
Well, not winning the second half at this point, but certainly much improved after the first half. Now tied at 1 apiece as far as the second half is concerned. But the Knights trailing 6-1, and with a minute left, are we going to get another Mike Harmon guarantee on the outcome of this one?
Oh, yes. The Spartans will win this game.
Yeah, it's pretty clear. The margin's still in dispute.
Yes.
Out to Bouchard again. That one goes across.
Joel testing that time for a header in. And again, the Knights just feel like, it feels to me like this last 5 minutes they've just said, okay, good enough is good enough, and they just let down and completely shut down.
Yeah, Flynn didn't even go up for that one. He either thought it was going to be too high, or perhaps maybe just surrendering it, or perhaps didn't even see it. There were a lot of players in there, maybe didn't even see it coming.
Again, that looked like back in the first half where there was really no defenders around to help out.
Yep. "20 seconds to play, and at this point it looks likely that we will have our final score, but referee taking some time again. Still a lot of physical play. Certainly at this point, don't want to see anybody.
Yeah, no injuries and no more cards, right?
Exactly.
I mean, the score is a foregone conclusion. The win's in the bag. Just finish it out in a very civilized fashion. There's the last shot on goal by Attridge, and that's the end of the game with the Spartans from York College 7, your Southern Virginia Knights 1. Hang on for a second as we go out and find Coach Patino and have a little interview with him.
last 2 minutes. What's that about?
What's going on? I don't know what to ask you. Coach, seems like they jumped out on you and you just never recovered.
Seems like they killed you in the first 12 minutes and then they laid off until the last
2 minutes. And then they said, let's do it again.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here, I'll ask you like 2 questions.
Yeah, keep it short.
Very short. What do you hope your team learns from this? What can we expect going forward? Thanks, Coach.
Good luck in your next one. I really wish he wouldn't take so long. He does this every time, and it drives me crazy. Like, come talk to us for 60 seconds. Let your team get a drink or something, and then go yell.
That's what I always like to do. After a loss, I want to calm down for a few minutes because I'm afraid I might say something to them that I would regret later on.
You might say something that would hurt them, or you might throw something that would hurt them.
I've done that before. I've broken whiteboards.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You remember Andy Cooley, of course,
Oh,
right? His dad was my bishop, and his older brother, his dad got so mad at him one time, he smacked him upside the head, but he had his hand cupped, got him over his ear, broke his eardrum. Yep.
We lost at Apprentice. We were up by 12 at halftime, and we lost to them by 3. I went and gave the athletic director, who I knew forever, I gave him $40 out of my pocket. I said, I'm going to break your whiteboard. He's like, okay. Bang! Oh, they got their attention.
What you gotta do sometimes, right?
Sometimes you do. I mean, I paid for it beforehand, so
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, it's not that bad if you get permission first.
Oh, yeah.
I'm giving him 30 more seconds, then we're calling.
All right. I don't know what else you can say. Guys, we got our rear ends kicked.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, he does this every time, which is not okay. We don't want this broadcast going on because we're hanging us out to dry. Looks like Coach Patino is having a long team meeting after this one. Got to be a lot to say after a tough loss here, so we're going to let them finish up, get back to the locker room, and we're going to close out as well. Once again, the Southern Virginia Knights lose both of the doubleheaders. The women's team losing to the York Spartans 3-1, I believe, and in the second game, the men's team falling 7-1. Thanks for joining us. For Mike Harmon, the rest of our broadcast team here in Southern Virginia Athletics, I'm Art Furler. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.